Okay. What's your name and what is your job title at the ICC?
So my name's Hoor. I go by H.
Hi, my name is Nastasia.
My name is Inaara Jivraj.
My name is Adiba Hasan.
My name is Hala.
And this is Otis. I studied as an actor and as a playwright, and I now work in the comms department.
I am the fundraising and development assistant.
Event assistant.
Bilingual communications assistant.
I'm an event specialist at the Institute for Canadian Citizenship.
My favorite book as a child was The Darkest Power series or Harry Potter.
The Giggler Treatment by Roddy Doyle.
Roald Dahl's Tortoise.
The Twilight series.
I love the Twilight series, Team Jacob.
My favorite comfort food is this one dish from Kasamoto, and they do like a Wagyu beef rice.
Any and every dessert.
In Bangladesh, we make lentils. It's called dal.
Pasta.
Chocolate chip cookies from Tim Hortons.
I love writing my notes by hand.
100% type.
Typing.
Typing all the way.
But just because typing is faster, I have shifted to typing. I love the city life.
Country.
The city.
City.
I am a city person through and through. One day, Otis and I will move out to the country.
I think it would be really cool to learn like 5 different new languages.
To roller skate.
Woodwork.
Playing an instrument.
Probably some kind of like Olympics level athletic skill. Maybe like super intense acrobatic gymnastics.
What do you do for fun?
Nothing. What is fun? I don't know what fun is anymore.
I love to cook and eat what I cook.
So we go look at nicer houses during the pandemic, at least. That's become a hobby where we just go and look at houses and we just, I don't know, visualize how they can become better.
I play the violin.
I like weightlifting.
I've started a podcast about my dog, and that's what I consider fun.
Well, I'd like to explore the East a bit more. So Nova Scotia.
Montreal.
Vancouver Island.
Vancouver.
Yukon.
I'd like to have lunch with a live Emma Thompson because I find her brain very smart. Plus, she seems very pleasant.
Karl Marx.
I really like this UFC fighter. His name's Yoel Romero.
Princess Diana. Learning from her and what made her passionate despite all the personal issues that she was dealing with.
Rabindranath Tagore, because he's written national anthems for a lot of countries with India and Bangladesh. He wrote this one song that really speaks to me. So I want to know what his process was and why he wrote that. What was his motivation?
What have you done in your life that you're most proud of?
I think all my travels. So I've lived in Mexico City. I've volunteered in Colombia and Peru.
Having fought for myself to have come abroad for education.
I got my bachelor's degree. Got into law school.
I'm proud of working through a lot of challenges as an immigrant international student by myself. The most thing that I'm excited about is the opportunities that I'll get after I get my Canadian citizenship.
Being able to travel.
Not knowing what comes next.
Hopefully becoming a cool lawyer.
I think how connected we are.
We care. I think some of us have been forced almost to be more compassionate because of things that we've seen. I think that's why the youth will be the drive towards inclusion or a more inclusive society.
I think our awareness of how interconnected we are on a global scale and what that entails, I feel, is what makes us special.
There's a complete acceptance of absurdity that is happening in our generation, which is absolutely wonderful. There's a sense of well, everything's going crazy and we're just gonna have to accept that. So you're seeing a lot of absurdist theater stuff come back and abstract art and stuff. We're seeing art trends that haven't been around since the Cold War, which is mayhem, and I love it.
If I could fix one thing, it would be gender equality.
Streamlining the process for new immigrants to leverage the right kind of opportunities based on their skill set.
I think reconciliation is a huge piece in Canada specifically that needs to be addressed.
A system where the Indigenous communities are the force that lead us. I think that's one of the areas that Canada should focus on.
We need to work on the environment, that's for sure, because we're definitely feeling the effects of climate change.
If you don't have as many voices heard as humanly possible, you're only serving your community based on the knowledge of one person. I think of the medical community a lot, actually. If you have primarily white doctors doing studies on white men, you come across this huge disparity in what we know about the female body, about the Black female body, about trans bodies. And I think of that a lot because I think it pertains to everything. If you don't have an inclusive government, if you don't have inclusive businesses, you don't listen to everyone's voice, no matter what the contribution, you won't get a clear picture of the community you're serving.
Because the world is for all of us. It's for our nature, it's for all living things. We shouldn't be divisive in that way because we're breaking our mother nature in that sense. So the more inclusivity will generate a shared perspective that includes our earth.
As a country that is built on building bonds and relationships with different types of people, inclusion here is really important. There's so many different types of individuals living in Canada. It's a really multicultural place. Inclusion is something that Canada is very much built on, and we have to, as citizens, continue that legacy and continue to invite and be diverse and be open-minded.
My parents' generation, they were more focused on, having a standard, like long-term job for like 30 years and things like that, which doesn't work for us anymore. I think they don't see what we're trying to improve in different ways, but it seems like we're lazy.
That we don't care, that we're lazy.
That we are a bunch of lazy people.
They always think it's all because of that dang phone, but it's not always that. Technology is something really great, and it doesn't always hold us back. More so, it brings us forward.
Our generation's actually filled with a lot of youth that are super inspired to learn about the world and learn about different ways of life and different cultures and how we can bring that all together to make a better world.
Amazing, Inaara. Thank you. That's everything I've got for you. And you nailed it. You did great.